All right. Girl smokes a lot of weed. Hey, Cincinnati Bowtie Billy. I don't even know what that means. I got to look that up. I've been with my girlfriend for 2 years and lived with her for about a year and a half. She has smoked weed since the day we met, which doesn't bother me because I used to smoke myself. What bothers me is how many times she smokes it in a given day. We will sometimes be hanging out watching TV, and she will, out of nowhere, get up to grab her bowl to take a hit. I've even caught her getting out of bed in the middle of the night to take a hit. I don't want to be a dick and tell her she can't smoke. After all, I used to smoke myself. She just looks like a drug fiend. Always trying to get her fix. I don't get why she has to be high 24/7. I have a beer, 1 beer after work, maybe 1 to 2 days a week, and sometimes she will throw that in my face if I comment about her constant weed smoking, which isn't even close to the same thing. I've always said this about weed smokers. I've always said that about them. Like, the level that they get fucking high at work. Not all of them. I'm just saying, like they'll fucking go out. That'd be like if I went out in the parking lot and shotgunned a beer and came in like with booze on my breath. And it is addictive. Not to everybody, but you can become addicted. It sounds like she is addicted to this shit. Like she needs it to help her sleep. She needs it so she can fucking deal, man. Anyway, he goes, sometimes she'll throw that in my face if I comment about her constant weed smoking, which isn't even close to the same thing. She also complains that she is broke, yet has no problem spending $100 on a bag of weed. What kills me is she will sometimes ask me to help her out with a bill or whatever, and I'm just like, what the fuck? How about you don't buy weed? Our relationship is great. This isn't a deal breaker or anything. It's just an annoyance. Should I just deal with it, or should I try to get her to chill out with weed? What would you do if the lovely Nia smoked weed all day? Thanks, go fuck yourself. I would address it. I would definitely address it, okay? Yeah, she has a problem with that shit. If you're waking up in the middle of the night and taking another hit, I mean, I always just equate it to drinking because for some reason people can see alcoholism, but they can't see addiction with weed. If you were with somebody and in the middle of the night they got up and poured themselves a belt or two, a couple fingers of scotch and slammed it and then went back to sleep, or right in the middle of a movie they went over and just fucking shotgunned a beer, and because that's basically what they're doing. It's not like they go out and make a drink and they're sipping it. They're not that, they're getting high. They're not gradually getting drunk. It's like you do it, boom, you're high. And if she's doing it all the time and she's not making any money, and then she's asking you to help her out. I mean, what if you didn't have a job and you were drinking at the level that she was smoking, and you were spending $100 on beer every week, and sometimes you would ask her for help? What would she do? She would be upset. Now, this is what I would do. I would bring it up with her. She's going to get mad. And this is the thing. You cannot get mad too. If she yells and calls you names and everything, just do not get mad. Just sit there and know that she is, you're going to lose the fight. If you bring up her weed smoking, and then she's like, what the fuck? You fucking blah, 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 blah. And then if you go to where the fuck she is there, you're going to lose. Because then it's become a name-calling thing, and, she has successfully gotten it out of the arena of what she's doing is fucked up. You just need to stay in the pocket and be like, listen, I don't mind that you smoke weed. I drink beer, okay? But you are smoking weed 24/7. You're getting up in the middle of the night and you're smoking weed, and I'm worried about you. And you're asking me you're blowing $100 a week on weed, and you're asking me to help you out sometime. Okay? Now, in all fairness, if I was blowing $100 on beer every week and I was, waking up in the middle of the night, drinking a beer, and they're going to pull that shit, that isn't the same thing. Yes, it is. It is the same thing. You're altering your mental state with alcohol, but except you're using marijuana. All right? And, I care about you, and you're kind of going down, it's your job to keep your woman in line, and it's her job to keep you in line. And that isn't some sexist shit by when I say keep you in line, which just means when they see you going out of bounds, they see you going upriver a little bit, like Colonel Kurtz, shaving your head, going the horror. As you sit there in the corner, fucking shotgunning a beer, it's her job to be like, I think your drinking's getting a little out of control. That's what you do when you love somebody. So just know that she might not be ready to hear that shit, but, you know, she has to hear it from you. You're just trying to help her out. And if she flips out and calls you a bunch of names, just say, listen, I've said what I had to say. I'm more than willing to discuss this with you later when you've calmed down, but I'm not going to get into a name-calling argument with you. And you leave it at that. And then they have no fucking choice. They have no choice other than to just fucking chill at that point, or they continue calling you names. But after that, they're gonna owe you an apology. All right? And if they don't apologize and they can't admit that they're wrong, that's a whole other fucking red flag. You know? Because I couldn't be in a fucking relationship with somebody who, you know, if they fuck up, can't be like, all right, you know what? You were right on that one. You know, you got to have that. If you don't have that, I don't know what the fuck you got. So good luck with that, sir. All right.